Owen and Bess are cousins, and Nancy comes back from the dead. It's all happened here at AfterBuzz TV. Stay tuned.
I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, the buzz.
Hello! Welcome back, AfterBuzzers. I hope everyone has had a good New Year, and I'm excited to get into Nancy Drew. This was a good winter premiere, I would say. Yeah. Episode 10. I'm your host, Chelsie Overocker, and to my far left, I have Kay Montgomery.
Hi, Boo.
Hi, good to see you. Good to see you. And right next to Kay, we have Samantha Jacobs.
Hello, I miss you guys. I miss being here.
I know.
It's crazy.
I know. It was like, okay, Thursday nights for 2 weeks. We're more than 2 weeks.
Like 3.
3 weeks. We're not talking about Nancy Drew. It's weird, but it's good to be back here.
It is.
And unfortunately, Susie Chi is no longer with us. She has some amazing opportunities, so we wish her the best of luck. But right now, we just have Kay and Sam and me here breaking down Nancy Drew. Samantha here is in our chat room, so if you're in the chat room, say hello. And if you are a podcast listener and would like to join in, simply go to AfterBuzzTV.com, select our show, and then join in all the fun. Okay, for tonight, it was good. Episode 10, we're going to be breaking it down. The Drew crew teams up to take down the killer that created the same poison that killed Tiffany Hudson. And then Owen and Bess and Nick all work together to solve the Bonnie Scott case. And they asked an unexpected character to help them. Plus, we're going to break down Nancy and Carson's relationship. Nancy has some major guilt trip going on, sending her dad to jail, so we'll discuss that. But you're going to want to stick around because we have our news and we have some special announcements that you guys might want to hear. Season 2 happening. And then we have our special segment of Who Done It. But before we get into tonight's episode, what was your guys' overall thoughts?
It was good. It was a good welcome back.
Yeah.
You know, I was expecting maybe something a little less dramatic, or not dramatic, as like in depth with things. So I liked the episode. It was a good ease into the season.
I agree.
I liked being able to see everybody too. I felt like the whole ensemble was there. I was like, oh, everybody, Ace is back, and everybody was there. So yeah, lots of fun.
And I liked how they just dived right into, Nancy and the lawyer and how she just feels so guilty with her dad. And then it goes into the Claw restaurant where they surprise Ace because he's coming back, which is nice. It's great to see Ace back in the scene. But I like it because Nancy gets that phone call from the doctor, and he's like, okay, well, I got a bigger lead for you. The poison is from berries, and then it mimics natural death. So that's why the doctors assumed, okay, she died of natural causes, which is very interesting that the poison would do that. And Nancy has some hesitation because she's like, every time I try to solve a case or I get more people involved, it just doesn't turn out the way it's supposed to. Were you guys expecting that hesitation from Nancy where she kind of wants to hold back a little bit?
Yes and no. She got on my nerve.
She did.
She did. She got on my nerve, and I was like, girl, get it together. Your dad is in jail.
Yeah.
He's in jail, and she's like, oh, helpless. I did this to him. Go help him. You know it's not him.
I was like, it's not the time to do this.
Yes.
No.
You're the gutsy, push people out of your way. Yeah, I felt the same way. I was like, new Nancy, who this?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Nancy's like, okay, her character is, well, I don't want to get anyone else involved, so I'm just going to handle this by myself, which she did try to do in the beginning. But the fact that she's like, I don't even know if I want to solve this case right now. It's like, come on, Nancy, this is the time where you need to get it together. Because like you said, Samantha, her dad is in jail and you need to get the case going.
That guilt.
And this is a huge lead. So we find out that this poison is the same case that happened from 2003, and it was ruled as suicide. And I love how they pull Ace's dad, Tom, into it. It was really, I like him as a character. And
I did too.
I love that dynamic between Ace and his father.
Yeah.
You guys
I
like
was really
it?
surprised. Am I the only one that was surprised by Ace's dad? I thought he was going to be like a super tough, mean guy.
Yeah, a military,
yeah.
man.
Really sweet.
Yeah.
And he lost his hearing, so I like how they brought in
The ASL.
Yeah, and how
I
they were
did
communicating with that. That's really cool that they brought that into the show. So Do you like how they're connecting something that happened 15 years ago back into this case again? And they have, from the case back in 2003, it was Bridget, Pam, and Liza. And they were all connected. I don't know if it was so much Liza, but definitely Bridget and Pam were connected because they went to the same high school. Mm-hmm. I think that was great how they put that together. But I think it's cool how they keep pulling cases that happened back 10, 15 years ago, and they're bringing it up again, because I think on last episode it was Nancy's first case, and they connected it to how it's affecting her right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I just want to get this out because this is the number one question I had. I was like, this. So we know that we'll get into this, but Claire is the victim, and she turns out to be the killer. Mm. But she had this antidote. That's why she was able to not, die from the poison when she's in the room with Nancy. And Nancy was able to come back from the dead because they found the antidote that was on Claire's ring. Mm-hmm. So this is the same poison that Tiffany has. So there is an antidote. And I don't know if there's some time frame or whatever, but do we think Tiffany's really dead?
Oh.
Because
excuse me, ma'am.
Because there is an antidote. And I don't know. I just when they brought Nancy back from the dead,
I like it.
I figured
I don't know what to say.
They could be twisting this whole thing around, and Tiffany could be playing us.
Oh
but
my
they
gosh,
buried her.
I know, but
they put her in the grave.
But I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I've watched too many soap operas, y'all.
That's true.
They think you're dead, but they're not.
Telenovela.
That's right.
Here we go.
No, that's a good point, though, because there is an antidote. Oh, my gosh. I don't know, Chelsie. Wow.
If this is reality.
Oh, my gosh.
If this were to happen, let's say next episode.
Wait, but didn't Tiffany at some point come back from the dead? Her ghost didn't scratch the back of somebody's legs when they're in the freezer?
Yes.
Because the ghost was in and out, right? She was in that weird phase stage. She wasn't necessarily dead or alive.
Yeah.
But we don't know.
That was with Ace, too, because Ace was in that weird stage.
That's true.
So Tiffany was in that stage. And what happened if they found this antidote before Nancy knew about it and the Drew crew knew about it? And the reason why Tiffany's ghost left that stage is because she's back. She's not dead.
Because it didn't confirm that
never
she
confirmed.
Went on whatever side.
Oh.
I don't know. Does the chat room have anything? Are they saying anything?
I think Tiffany is actually dead since her body is in the ground. Plus, she possessed George. So,
Yes,
that's right.
George.
I have to go back to last season. But I don't know. It just was a crazy thought.
It was a good thought,
They could be twisting this whole thing around.
Yes.
My next question. There is a killer out there that mimics Claire's method. Because, first of all, before we get into this, were you guys shocked that Claire was the killer? I was. My mouth dropped when they played the video, and I'm thinking, okay, well, Claire's the victim, and then she starts talking to Nancy, asking her all these questions, and as soon as Nick puts in the video, and you hear the same questions, I'm like, no. That gave me
That was
chills.
a really good twist.
Yeah.
And Nancy kind of tipped us off because she was like, this is almost too easy. But then I was like, well, it is kind of too easy. But by the time she got in there and she's suffocating, I wasn't thinking, this is too easy. I was like,
well,
so that was a good twist.
That, like, Nancy was being filmed at the same time they were playing it. And then they were going to play Nancy back to Nancy.
Oh, yeah.
But then that didn't happen.
That didn't happen. No.
And then we found out.
So, and Claire even said, no, I'm not the one that killed Tiffany. Whoever did that was sloppy. I have this whole method, which is true, because she gets them in the room, she talks to them, and she has this sick way of wanting to talk to them right before their victims die, because she feels like that's the best vulnerable state this person could be in, which was creepy.
But probably accurate. Sure.
Yeah, probably accurate.
Sure.
So we know Claire is a chemistry teacher. Are you guys thinking that this killer that mimicked Tiffany's death was in Claire's class? They were a student at that high school. Because I'm like, let's put all these clues together here. When they don't leave anything out, you have to really read between the lines. The last 3 characters, it was Bridget, Pam, Liza. Was Liza part of the high school? I don't know if that was confirmed, but definitely Bridget and Pam. They were all at the same high school. That's why Claire went ahead and killed them, because they were
in some crowd that she wasn't in.
Yeah,
right?
she just basically, didn't really fit in. I'm thinking that student was a student for Claire in Claire's class.
I could see that.
And it's going to start coming out. So this high school is now, I think, this is the last time I don't think we're going to get scenes in this high school. I think there's more to it that can lead to Tiffany's death than the actual killer.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And I'm just like,
all right. You're like, could it be a
you.
student?
Okay.
I was like, another chemistry teacher? Is there a Walter White
Detective
parallel
Chelsie
universe?
over here.
So, yeah.
I'm telling you. I was like, what is going on here? And yeah, so I just pretty much said, I think Tiffany's killer went to Hawthorne High School and was a student of Claire's.
Wow.
And I don't think this is the last time we're going to see Claire. I think she's going to start becoming a regular character, too. She just went to jail, but they're going to want to go back to Claire and ask about her students, ask questions.
Yeah.
And
I can see that.
I could definitely see them doing that, too. But did you guys like how they tied in the poison and how it was a case 15 years ago? Do you like how the directors
we're jumping around on the timeline?
Timeline with it. I think it's good too. And again, we really love Ace and then his dad as well. And those emails too with the decoding, I thought that was really smart, that you have to put the photo on top of the other photo, and then it says you have 12 hours to.
How did she know to do that, though?
Yeah, with the picture instead of doing
just let me just...
And would you make yourself a victim in that case? Do you like how she did that? She has a fan base now. She's like, okay, let me use my platform.
Yeah.
Killer, come after me.
But wouldn't you go to, I mean, if I even thought about doing something like that, I would have set up shop in the sheriff's, like, Sheriff, me and you old friends. I'm just going to be in here just in case somebody trying to kill me. Because I put a hit out on myself, basically. Yeah, no.
And they did come. Yeah. They came after her.
I was like, what are you doing? I was so glad that the Drew crew rounded themselves up and, like, basically tricked her into coming to them so they could follow her and all be together. Because I was like, girl, what are you thinking in the house by yourself?
She can't go by herself. And that's typical Nancy when she wanted to, okay, I have to solve this case. I'm going to do it by myself because I don't want anyone else to get hurt. I liked how they brought in George and Nick saying, no, regardless of what went down between us, we're still your friends. We're still here for you. And I liked how they were the ones that actually solved it before Nancy did. They were like, okay, we need to figure out what's going on with Nancy. And then, like, really right before Nancy's about to die, she's like, oh my God, I'm the victim.
Yeah.
And no, I thought that was really great. And I thought at the end, too, when they're all sitting on the couch together, I thought that was a good moment saying, okay, the Drew crew is back.
Yeah.
But really, back in the house, what did you guys think of Nick and Nancy, that interaction?
I'm so proud of Nick.
Me too. We were
so proud of Nick.
Like, Nick?
Yes, go Nick.
Get out of there, Nick.
He knew that he couldn't prevail. He had to survive. He doesn't like her like that anymore.
Yep.
No.
And I know we want to have some type of chemistry, some type of romance, some type of luster. Nancy has it because, she's lonely. But Nick didn't.
I like how you like, she's lonely. Nick has George, so he ain't lonely.
But it's not even, George and Nick aren't even confirmed, but
I like,
they have that tension still. And he respected the tension.
He did, and he just said, she's like, well, thank you so much for coming to my rescue. Of course, that's what friends are for.
He put her on blast with that. That's what friends are for.
That's what friends are for.
Wow.
So Nancy took a few steps back, like, ooh, okay.
I blew it. Yes, you did. Tell me this. Why, when she was near death and saw a bright light and was going towards it, I thought she was going to see her mother.
Me too.
I thought so too.
But she sees dead Lucy. I was like, girl.
That was annoying.
Yeah, but Lucy, I said, Lucy's like, you cannot die, Nancy. You still have to solve my case. That's why she blew her. She's like, get back. Get up.
She's like, I'm going to be selfish.
She like, that would like push me back. Like, okay.
But what do you guys think about the door? Maybe I'm getting too close to the end. But when she decides to take the call and Dead Loose is in the background.
Yeah, I do have more on that. That's going to bring up between Carson and Nancy. But we'll get into that, Kay, because I think there's definitely some theories about that. But overall, I'm still shipping Nick and Nancy. Are we fans of that?
The chat says Nick and Nancy better be getting back together. But Nick and Nancy forever. I hate that Nick called Nancy his friend.
She has to be taught down.
She had to be put in the friend zone, guys. Think about what she's done to him. She has to be in the friend zone. She has to be in the freezer for a minute. Yeah,
like 2 years.
A couple years. She in the frozen peas section, guys. Sorry, she's not ready.
You gotta thaw the cake.
So let's see. Chat room, you're a fan. Kay, not so much a fan.
And you know I love Nick and Nancy, but we have to think about what's best for Nick, you guys.
We do.
We have to.
Well, another thing I'm a fan of is AfterBuzz TV, and we have some announcements for you.
Yes, we're all fans. Thank you guys for being super fans and hanging out with us every Thursday night on CW's Nancy Drew's After Show. We want to ask you to make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. If you're listening to a podcast, make sure to give us a 5-star rating, 5-star rating on iTunes. And then if you're watching us, make sure to leave us a comment. We always love those, and thumbs up. So we so much appreciate hanging out with you guys. We love when you're in the chat, and we love when you make comments. So thanks for supporting us, and you're awesome.
Amazing. You're awesome. You're amazing. Well, another thing that I think is amazing is Owen and Bess are cousins. I'm happy for that. I was calling it their first cousins.
Yes, I was excited about that.
You know what?
She's a mom.
You know what? Why was it so simple, though? I think he's lying to her.
You do?
I think he's lying to her because he wanted, help. And, Nancy's not giving it to him. And so he just, is like, this chick thinks we're family. If I say this, then I have someone to support me to confront the Hudsons.
You really do, because she's going to ride for you now because she thinks she's a Marvin.
Thinks she's a part of the family. Because the way she said it, it was like, hey, we're cousins? He was like, yeah, we're cousins. We're first cousins. It wasn't like, hey, I have this evidence, and look, I went through all this thing, and this is how your mom, and I know the story now. He didn't, give it.
Oh, so I thought it was just a DNA match thing, but still, you would bring in, you would bring in your evidence.
That's a good point. He would be a little bit more skeptical about it too, not just hey, we're cousins, didn't know you, welcome to the family. And which leads me to my next topic.
I didn't like him anyway. That plays right into me.
That now he's asking Bess and Nick to help him with the Bonnie Scott case. And they ask an unexpected character to help them, which is Ryan. I didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, that was interesting.
No, Sam, you make a really good point, because I think Owen's intention is just trying to solve that case, and he wants to get those coins too. He's all about those coins.
Well, Nick was like, sorry, I melted those.
He was like, he came in there with confidence, though. He was like, they're gone.
Long story, I melted them. I was like, what? You're not going to explain anything to this man? $1.5 million? Okay.
But the other reason is, I feel like the way he definitely came in there to be like, where are the coins? And then she said, DNA test? And then the way he responded, he was like, yeah. You know?
I didn't catch that.
He definitely came in with a different question, and she curved the ball, and he played nice.
I never
to get
liked
into
him.
that.
I think you're right.
I still think he's hot.
Oh, for sure. That's not a question.
I want him to bring me Chinese food. He brought Nancy Chinese food.
Oh, gosh, and you're my fortune.
Yes, Chelsie did. I love it, Chelsie. I love it.
Anyways, do we believe that Ryan's really changed from rehab because he gives George this whole heartfelt message and just wants to apologize about her sister? And she's like, that happened a couple of weeks ago. Where were you? But he says and makes a point that he doesn't want to be like his family. That's why he agrees originally to work with Owen and Bess to kind of take down his family. I don't know. Is he really want to take down his family, or is he doing it for more selfish reasons for himself to take down his family?
Yes.
I mean, why not both?
Why not both? You know? Yeah. Just toss it together.
Yeah,
this
why
is your
not
man.
Both? Benefits benefit you and me. I was surprised when he, came back and George was like, "You're weeks late." Like that happened weeks ago. I was like, but he is apologizing, which is way out of character for him. I feel like he is making some changes, and I'm not saying he's completely like selflessly motivated, but I believe the changes.
I do. And he did have some red flags about his father, and he did have a relationship with Lucy, which I think he really did care for Lucy. And he was shocked what his family did to her, too.
Yeah, I think so.
So I think he is starting to make a change, but he wants to do it his own way because he doesn't trust Owen. He doesn't trust Bess. So he's trying to figure out how to handle his family. He kept that vase, though. When he called his mom in the car and he's selling the house, she's like, "Okay, did you take everything out of the safe?" And she's like, "Yeah, it's all back." But he has this vase. What's the value in that? Was that something from the party?
I think it's somewhat connected with the Sebastian mask thing, and like there's the coins, like they're all from that like era. There's got to be some type of value or some type of story behind that. Or you know how like clay pots, they have a story on the thing. There was imagery on there.
Grecian art.
So yeah, so
and maybe it reads something that they'll figure out later down in later episodes. So I think that vase is very valuable. We should keep it a little bit of a nugget in it.
Write it down.
Yeah,
Write it down.
He's poor now, so
He's poor.
But
Ryan the killer.
don't you love how Bess is trying to make Nick and Owen work together? She's like, "You guys, you are on the same team." Cake?
Yeah.
I love her as a
Bess
character.
is adorable. Why was she
cute.
like, "Thank you so much for letting me live with you," and then she left? Where is Bess living? Did I miss this?
Is she back in the trailer?
Is she living with Owen?
No, I don't. Oh,
But she just
Now
left
that they're
like
cousins,
she just
they're
left like
living
thanks
together?
for, she just
That
left
probably
like
will
thanks for
happen.
letting me stay with you. And I was like, "Girl, where are you going? You still don't have a place to live." Okay.
I don't know. Maybe she likes her
it's a mystery.
bus.
But another thing is a mystery is still with Carson Drew and Nancy trying to prove that he did not kill Lucy. And going back to what you mentioned, Kay, was because at the end of each episode, I kind of have to prepare myself because I know like Lucy's going to be jumping out somewhere before the episode ends.
Right?
And I'm like, okay, she's in a dark
For sure.
she's in her room by herself. Lucy's going to happen. And so, yeah, she accepts the call from her dad, and Lucy is in the closet, and as soon as she talks to her dad, Lucy, just something blows her away and the door slams. What does that mean? What's your guys' thoughts on it?
I'm worried that there's something that she doesn't want Nancy to hear, or that the dad is going to lie. I don't know.
Yeah,
there's some type of sketchiness.
Yeah, it felt like Lucy did not want her to take that call. Yeah. Because she didn't just fade into the background. She slammed the door, right?
Yeah.
And so I was like, wow, she's really, I mean, you guys know I love Carson. Carson the killer, you guys? I don't know.
You know
Question
what?
mark? I don't know. But something is up with Carson. And the lawyer said it, he's not telling us the whole story. There's some parts that he's leaving out. He's not telling us important parts. He's not even really defending himself. So, I mean, hopefully we get into that next episode, but that really surprised me that Lucy came back, made her stay, like it's not time for you to die. Lucy definitely has some opinions, things that she likes, things that she doesn't like, things that she wants Nancy to do. So,
And speaking of that lawyer, I have some red flags about her. Yes, I do. Because in the beginning,
I'm shocked about everything today.
I know it's all coming out.
It's been too long.
Because in the beginning of the episode, she was the only one that was able to identify that's a ghost trap. Because when when Nancy was in the house by herself and she hears a crash and it's Owen who opens the door, he holds up the container and is like, "What's this thing?" He had no idea what it was. But the lawyer's like, "Oh, that's a ghost trap. What are you trying to trap?" Maybe she knows a little bit about what's going on. That's why she's defending Carson. She's somehow involved.
They're friends.
I feel like everybody on this daggone island knows about ghosts, though, don't you? I mean, they're all like, when the eastern wind blows in for 2 days, ghosts to wash the shore. Like, they all know. Now, this dude don't know because he rich and he been traveling and he haven't been stuck on Horseshoe Bay his whole life. So I feel like it's just kind of something that everybody knows, but...
Okay, fair enough. But really quick, I know we're kind of running short on time, but I just want to leave at this. So with the door slamming, maybe Lucy isn't the victim. Maybe she's not as innocent as she seems. Because I think Carson is innocent. But Lucy, somehow, maybe she's not. I'm just saying, that was weird that the door slammed and she's like, I don't want... If Carson is innocent, then she should be happy because Nancy's freeing her dad and they're going to get closer to who the actual killer is. I don't know.
Maybe there's a missing piece.
There's a huge missing piece.
Because maybe something happened that Lucy did something bad and then Carson saw the bad thing and then Lucy died. And so then Carson knows her dark secret, and she's like, well, I don't want to look like a bad guy, but that's how I died, but we want to figure out who killed me.
Why would you not want to tell a dead person's old secret?
I don't know.
Yeah, but that's a good one.
That's a good one.
I could see that. And I could see us being so mad. Like,
why did they do it? All right. Well, maybe it'll pop up on the Nancy Drew News. Nancy Drew News, that's what they call it now. I liked how they worded it. And speaking of news, we have news and gossip with Kay.
AfterBuzz TV.
Our little really big news, you guys. I don't know if you have been following while they've been on hiatus, Christmas break, whatever you want to call it, but the show has been renewed for a season 2. That is like the biggest news. Anything else I had was going to pale in comparison. So we're super excited for that. We can't wait to see what's up for season 2.
No.
Man, roller coaster ride.
We're excited.
I wonder if it's going to reboot with a whole new case. Are we going to do more? Like
that would be good. Anthology type of thing. They better.
Right? Take note.
Well, let's focus on this case right now. Let's play our special segment of Who Done It.
Yes, this is our special segment called Who Done It. So we want to know who killed Lucy. And we're going to start with Chelsie. Who do you think done it?
I don't know. That lawyer, I'm telling you guys, she's kind of suspicious. She got a red flag for me.
She was a little sketch. How about you?
You did suspect Elizabeth one time, too, and she is definitely sketchy. So I got to trust you, Chelsie.
Okay.
I'm going to say I still have my eye on the Hudsons. The Hudsons family, specifically that dad.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say Hudson mom.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, you're right.
Because we had that little scene real quick, but she knows too much.
She does know a lot about Lucy.
Yeah. So
Those are good. Those are good. All right. Quickly before we go, we're going to get into our predictions. We'll start with you, Kay. What do you think is going to happen next?
Well, thank you. Well, I'm really excited to see Carson next week. My prediction is that we're going to go to the jail. She talks to him on the phone. Goodness, you got to go put some money on your dad's books or something. You got to visit this.
I was like, how is your electricity on? Who's paying the rent?
Who's paying all your bills? Yeah, so I'm hoping that we see a very sweet. Hopefully, it's not through the glass. Hopefully, they get to hug and. I mean, he's a lawyer, you guys. He's tiny. He can't be in a Horseshoe Bay rough and tumble jail. I'm really worried about him.
Yeah.
So my prediction next week is that we're going to go into the jail and see Carson.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I'm predicting we're going to know more about Bess and Owen. We're going to see more of the family connection. Is she actually going to meet them? Like the real family? And is he going to be the guy that says, hey, this is my cousin, or I know XYZ? So I think that's going to unfold.
That's a good one. I think we are going to learn more about the killer for Tiffany, the one that mimicked Claire, and get some more background. And I think we're going to see more of Claire as well, too, because she is a huge part of the poison, and she's the one that invented it, so she might be able to give a little bit more background to the Drew crew. So we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, AfterBuzzers, thank you guys so much for watching us. Quickly, before we leave, Kay, where can they find you at?
They can find me at HOSTKAY, that's Host K on Instagram and Twitter.
And you can find me at story_of_Samantha on Instagram.
And you can find me at Chelsie Overocker on Instagram, Chelsie with an IE, and on Twitter at Chelsie Overocker. All right, AfterBuzzers, we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.